Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm April Martinez.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And Belize, you have no idea how awesome it is to be with you this lovely Thursday morning.
It's a lovely Thursday morning, April, as we say here at Open Your Eyes. Friday Junior. If there's one positive thing to look at this morning, April, is the fact that it's Thursday. and we're heading into Friday.
Yes.
We know you travel from Belmopan on a daily basis. And last night in the news, we talked to some of our interviewees about cutting costs and a lot of that stuff with the price of gas. And how was your trip?
Oh, you okay? So that's what we're diving into straight. So, I told Paul that I feel like the universe did not want me to come to work today.
Yeah.
And it was just, one of those things where Murphy's Law, whatever can happen, will happen. And that's kind of the morning I had. But kind of just to allude to the headlines of the news and kind of continuing the conversation that I was having with John yesterday about minimum wage and fuel prices kind of skyrocketing. It affects the day-to-day civilian that has to drive, yes, but it also affects the civilian that has to take public transportation. And if I don't drive to Belize City, I take the bus,
Right.
And one of the hardest things that I think, well, for those of you that don't take public transportation, you wouldn't really know, but for those of you that do, you have to kind of, one, be on the bus's schedule. Two, if there is not enough seating, you have to stand. And then you can't wait for the other bus because you don't know when the other bus will come, because even though there's a schedule, the bus driver himself have a schedule that kind of different from the schedule that is written on paper. So with all of that being said, something as incredibly important as fuel that will let your prices skyrocket, not just you, the person that has to fill your vehicle tank, but also those of you that have to pay public transportation. Yes, you have to pay for fuel that obviously the bus company has to also pay. You're also paying for a service. And the reality is that our public transportation service, not all that good. If you're paying for an express bus, yes, Paul, I caught an express bus.
Okay.
That stop.
Okay.
At $8.
There you go.
And I was standing the entire time from Belmopan to Belize City at an express bus. And it's the only bus. So I can't say, well, I want to just wait for the next one because the next one not coming till 6 o'clock. Right? And that is just one of the reasons why I said, okay, I'm going to come up here and talk about public transportation, is because regardless of the resource that is going up and you as the customer have to pay for that resource that is going up, you are also paying for a service. And I don't know what it is about us that we don't take these kind of conversations seriously. We kind of have this nonchalant attitude of, I believe so, it not change. And it kind of reminded me of other headlines that we've seen in the past where, you know what, I not report it because nothing not happen. The police not do nothing. Or I not assess something because nothing not change. Or I'm not going to complain because other people have it worse. The reality is that our society has a set of laws and rules in place so that things function. And if we don't, as civilians, as government, try to hold those laws in place and hold the people that are responsible for reinforcing those laws accountable, we can't move forward. All this to say, my transportation this morning was awful.
I feel for you, April. And the truth is, I want to thank you for bringing up the topic, especially on a platform like this, because it's not only your story. It's sort of an experience across the nation where public transportation specifically is concerned. And we've heard these types of experiences time and time again, and especially now when more and more people are parking their vehicles and replacing their modes of transportation from private vehicles to public transportation. And for many, it's right now it's a mode of convenience in terms of all right, I don't want to pay all that high fuel bill. I don't want my fuel bill to increase because it's unsustainable. So it's a necessity then for me to catch public transportation. Now, that being said, more and more people are beginning to see and experience exactly what those who have been doing it for years are going through in terms of the inconvenience, in terms of certain bus drivers, certain bus companies not adhering to the rules and regulations of the traffic rules and regulations in terms of buses being overcrowded, in terms of the ticketing system. How long have we tried to implement a ticketing system?
And a ticketing system that's not even properly monitored, because I was telling John a couple of months before, well, when the fuel prices were already going up, I said, are you kidding me? Bus companies were raising prices long before these prices were skyrocketing, and nobody was paying attention. And now that the bylaws have been put in place where they are allowed to raise prices, those companies went ahead and raised it again.
Right.
You know, and nobody now pay attention.
Right. So prices, so you continue to give companies the leeway to raise their prices. And we know when we're talking about companies, we talk about big picture, but these are people with families, these are people with paying jobs just like we. They're doing their job. They have to feed their family. So I'm not mad with raising prices considering the economic situation, but what gets to me, what gets to the public, what gets to our population is the fact that in raising your prices, you're not increasing the type of service or the quality of service that you offer. It's always been one step forward, two steps backwards with public transportation. It's
and not to mention, we're still in a pandemic, people.
Yeah.
Like, we're still in a pandemic.
That.
We do. And I tend to I'm okay with the fact that, you know, the regulations are put in place, and for those that want to put on a mask, fine. For those that don't want to, but if you're already packed to completion, capacity, and you know, you have a bus that is with either AC or windows, and then if it rains, you have to put the windows up, and then everybody is packed in there, and it's, you know, it's all of these things that I know the public, the day-to-day civilian that has to commute for work goes through. And it's really and truly a problem or a situation where you need more buses, but in order for that to happen, you also need to have a stable economy to afford to have more of those. So I honestly, I came here this morning before I caught the bus. I wanted to talk about something else, and then the entire situation occurred where, wow, and I can't even catch a taxi, you know. So it's one right after.
Well, you know,
the other.
I'm happy you had that experience. I've been, and I'm sure it's not your first.
No. It's just, you know, I had to be here for a certain time, and that was my biggest anxiety. I have to be here for 6:30. Yeah.
So there's definitely a long way to go in that area.
Yeah, but you know, rant aside, I am happy to be here, and I am happy that I'm able to come and do the show with you, Paul, and do the show with everybody else. It's just unfortunate situations that happen on a day-to-day basis, so talk about it, and I hope we encouraged you and motivated you to talk about it. But as we get moving into our show for this morning, we'll give you some more motivation through our eye-opener. And our eye-opener is taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. The more we practice settling our minds, the easier it will become over time. After a full day, stories, words, images, and songs from any number of sources continue to play in our heads hours after we encounter them. Even as we lie in bed in the quiet dark, our minds continue noisily processing all the input from our day. This can leave us feeling unsettled and harassed. It also makes it difficult to take in any new information or inspiration. Like a cluttered house that needs to be cleared if it is to have room for movement and a new life, Our minds need clearing if they are to be open to new information, ideas, and inspiration. Setting aside time to clear our minds once a day creates a ritual that becomes second nature over time. Our minds will begin to settle with less effort the more we practice. Ultimately, the practice of clearing our minds allows us to be increasingly more open so that we can perceive the world as the fresh offering it is, free of yesterday's mental clutter.
You know, that's for us.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
That's
I like
for you
this
especially.
No, I like this eye opener a lot because I think that yes, it's difficult to empty your mind. I don't know about you. I don't know how you do it to you relax, to feel zen and so forth. But I have to have a routine in order to. I have to make sure that things are already kind of halfway finished or almost close to finish so that I allow myself to empty my mind, because then I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I can't shake out all of the noise. And then, I don't know about you, but like my brain will wake me up at 3 in the morning to check if I out the stove or something like that, because that's how much is happening in my head. But yes, in order for you to feel peaceful or for you to enjoy certain things or enjoy certain stories, you have to clear your mind of thoughts that are not necessary to have.
For me, it's one of two things. It's either taking an action that I need to take, something that's weighing on my mind because I haven't done it, or I know I need to get this done. If it's sending a message, if it's reaching out to somebody, if there was some sort of conflict or some sort of tense interaction during the day, and I need to reach out, then taking that action. And then the second thing I do is, if sometimes it's just a matter of changing perspective or switching your perspective on the situation. For example, the bus situation this morning, I go back to it because it's a difficult situation, but I'm glad you had this. As hard as it is for me to say, I'm glad you had the experience.
Thank you for coming to get me.
At the end of the day, what it did was it gave you the experience, so you're able to come on this platform and kind of share that experience and show others, one, that you could relate to them, what they've been through, what they've been going through, and two, that not only could you relate, but also you could use your voice to kind of advocate for better and for change. Just switching perspective, clearing your mind of the clutter and saying, all right, this actually brought some good out of it. Now let me go and relax and get to do what I need to do. So those are the two things I do. I take action or change perspective.
I like that, and that's true. In order for you to get to that space of clarity, to that space of zen, you have to kind of take charge of it.
Yeah, because it's not, if you let it take charge, if you let circumstances take a hold of you, man.
I mean, as I told Paul, I appreciate the positivity. I'll hold on to my rage until we get to the
Please
show.
do.
But we hope that, wherever you are this bright early Thursday morning, that you are getting ready for work, you're clearing your mind of all unnecessary thoughts. We got to get moving into our weather for today to make sure that we have sunny skies. Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
Good morning, April and Paul. This is Catherine.
Oh, it's Catherine today. Good morning, Catherine.
Yes, good morning, my dear.
Well, since it's always lovely to have you here with us to give us the weather forecast for today. Talk to us about the general situation.
Okay, the general situation is that we have an easterly flow prevailing, and for the next 24 hours, we can expect sunny skies with a few cloudy spells, and the high temperatures today are expected to reach 88 along the coast to 93 over inland areas and 82 over the mountains. For tonight, we are going for partly cloudy skies with low temperatures dropping to 80 along coastal areas, 74 inland, and 68 in the higher elevation. As it pertains to shower activity, that will be generally isolated during the daytime, except for a few more showers or thunderstorms developing mainly over the central and inland areas of the country this afternoon. As for tonight, we expect that the showers will redevelop mainly over the southern districts of Belize. No?
Yeah.
So for tonight, we're going for a few showers and thunderstorms over the southern parts of the country.
And the winds?
As I said, in our general situation, we have our winds will be coming from the east at 5 to 15 knots. Okay. And our sea state will be choppy. And the outlook for Friday and Friday night is for cloudy spells with a few showers and thunderstorms developing mainly over southern and inland areas.
Okay.
And in tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours.
All right. Any warnings?
No, we don't have no warning, no watch or anything out yet. So it's basically general, except for the few showers and thunderstorms that pop up mainly during the afternoon, mainly over inland areas and the mountains. We don't see anything significant for us to issue a warning or a watch as it pertains to the sea state or the condition of the seas right now.
All right. So pretty good summer weather we're having.
That's right. That's
always good news to hear.
Nothing that we cannot handle.
Right.
Oh, no. Do it. Let me enjoy this time.
All right, then, April and Paul. Have a
great day, Catherine. Thank you.
Okay. All right, bye.
All right, so there you have it, April. A little bit of sunshine, a little bit of rain.
It's good news.
Good news.
It's good news enough to turn my mood around.
Perfect.
But of course, we're going to get into our show for today. We have 3 lovely segments lined up for our conversations this morning. And our first conversation will be something that I think is everybody's business and concern in this 2022 era, and that's cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Yes, so we'll be discussing phishing schemes, and we'll have the folks in here to talk to us all about that today.
And in our second conversation, we have Galen University with us, and of course, you're an alumni of Galen University, and so I'm sure you'll enjoy that conversation. And they'll be talking to us about their available master's program. So all your academics out there looking to take that next step in your academic endeavors, you want to tune into this one to find out what are some of the master's opportunity you can engage in over there at the Galen University.
All right, and then we're going to be closing with the Central American Volleyball Championship. We'll have the young ladies from the U21 female Central American volleyball team to discuss to us all about their championship. So stick around. Before we get into all of that, we will take our first break, and when we get back, cybersecurity. So stay tuned.
Hola usuario de eCash, la aplicación eCash está disponible en español. Cambiar el idioma de tu aplicación de eCash de inglés a español es rápido y sencillo. Déjame mostrarte cómo se hace. Primero, abre tu aplicación eCash. Introduce tu PIN. Toca el icono More en la parte inferior de tu pantalla. Selecciona Security. Selecciona Language. Y luego selecciona Spanish. Vuelve a introducir tu PIN y ya está. Tu aplicación de eCash está ahora en español y puedes seguir disfrutando de tu cartera digital eCash. La aplicación eCash de Belize Bank te hace la vida más fácil.
We were born connected to the water, the deep blue, the swell, the salt air, sheer abundance, ritual, water, expectation of the catch, the wind and waves. What lay beneath filled our bellies, sustained our communities. But song fell to a whisper. Her rituals were lost. Communities changed. But now, that song beckons us back to the sea. The generations that came before, and for the generations still to come. thriving, abundant sea is possible. Rebuilding fish populations can be our legacy.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Applying for a Social Security sickness benefit? Here's what you need to know. A complete claims package include 1. Sickness claim form fully completed by the claimant and medical doctor. 2. Salaries record form completed by the employer or HR representative. 3. Proof of bank account such as bank book, online banking, or statement displaying your name and account number. To submit via email, you need to take a clear photo or scan of the documents and email to claims@socialsecurity.org.bz. Be sure to include your full name, social security number, and benefit type in the subject line of the email. Deadline to submit is 14 days from your first day of illness. All forms are available on the website at www.socialsecurity.org.bz. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
As a parent, raising a family has its challenges.
How many times have I told you not to play ball in the house?
But growing up in a family has its challenges too.
I can't take this no more.
Let me share a little bit about what mine was like with you.
Uncle, where do you get your information from?
Right up on Facebook, you show me.
Guess what? Lisa got her period.
But don't get me wrong, we had fun too.
Like 1, 2, 3.
I can't wait to share more about For We Family.
After 2 long years, the wait is finally over. Your Tuesday night entertainment is back.
KTV.
KTV The Remix Season 4. On Tuesday, July 12th, we go live. And the best seat is at the Bliss. Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
All right, and we're back. Welcome back. We have a very important discussion to have in our first segment that could perhaps save you some money, some of your hard-earned money, as well as save you some jail time. Neither of them do you want to find yourself in those situations. And so we have with us Chief Operations Officer at Belize Bank, Agatha Ruta.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. Before cameras came on, we already started to get in deep with the conversation because it's such an important topic that I think that we're now glued to our cell phones, we're glued to our tablets, we're glued to our laptops, that we plug in a little